Hello everyone, welcome back. So in this video series we are going to study about configuring and managing the virtual storage. So here I would just repeat the lab scenario once again. So we have got two ESXi servers, one vCenter server, and we do have a vSphere client as well. We have got one a DC machine. Okay, so this DC machine that we have, this DC machine itself, we will be also using it as a storage server. So typically the storage server was supposed to be a separate machine that we were supposed to use, but due to the limitation of the resources for my PC, I'm just going ahead with merging the multiple machines, as the vSphere client is merged with the vCenter server, and the DC we are going to merge it with the storage server. So here when we talk about the storage, so here I would select the ESXi servers and I go to the storage, and here you see that there's multiple types of storage that VMware ESXi servers support. So here when I talk about let's say I will just click on add storage, and you can see here the different types of storage that is supported over here. So I can go ahead with the fiber channel storage is available, SCSI is there, or local disk SCSI, or the vmfs volumes. So vmfs volumes are nothing but the local storage of the ESXi server, and it also supports the NFS storage. So what we are going to do over here is we'll be working with both. We are going to use as we are going to configure iSCSI also. We are going to work on vmfs volume as well as the NFS storage. So the first thing that we are going to work around is going to be the SCSI storage. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I would go to the DC machine, which I'm using it as a storage server. Okay, so to use it as the storage server, the first thing that I need to do over here is make it as the SCSI server. So for that I need to add roles and features to make it as an iSCSI server. So you can see here already there is an iSCSI target server is installed on this. Okay, that's pretty good. So we don't have to go ahead and install it once again. Okay, so I would just cancel this. I can go to the tools, and here I go ahead with iSCSI initiators. I can go with just a second. So file services and iSCSI. So from here, first I need to configure the iSCSI. So I need to make the iSCSI server or the iSCSI storage available first. So here already there are some things which are configured. So I would just remove these first. So already there were some targets configured on this. Okay, so here is the fresh one. I repeat once again. So what we generally do was the server manager of the storage server. I go to the file and storage services, and I go to iSCSI here. I can say to create an iSCSI virtual disk, start the new wizard. So I just click on this. So now here it's going to ask me for which drive, which is a drive that you would like to use for this. So I have an F drive available with me. So here if I go to my computer here, so you can see C, E and F. So I'm going to use the F drive for my iSCSI server. So here I would go with F drive, go with next. The name, what is the name that you would like to give? So here let me call it as iSCSI I would just call it as iSCSI and nothing else. So you can see here the extension is going to be iSCSI VHT. So the location, okay, no problem. Or you can go ahead with the custom path. So custom path I can use, I'll go with F drive and create one folder in the F drive. iSCSI. Let me use this folder. So this is a folder that I'm using here. F drive and iSCSI. Specify the virtual disk name. Call it as iSCSI disk. Next. Now what is the size for this particular disk that you would like to create? So let's have it as 100 GB, and I'm going to give it as the dynamic expanding, okay, because probably we are not going to use the entire 100 GB. So if I just go ahead and create a fixed size of disk, it's not going to unnecessarily I'm going to waste the storage. So let's go ahead with 100. Next. So iSCSI targets. So I'll go with the new iSCSI target. So these are, so whatever you see here, these are the previously used targets. So I'm not going to use these servers. I'll go with new target, go with next. So specify the target name. So let me call it as new ESXi 1. Go with next, access server. So here I am supposed to specify which server. So which server is going to use this particular hard disk. So go ahead with add, and okay, let me find out using the IP address. 1.3 is the IP of my one server. So let me cross verify. So this is 1.3, another one is 1.4. So go with OK. So one is 1.3. Go ahead and add once again, and I would access the another server. So this drive that we are going to create over here, it should be accessible on both the ESXi servers. The two ESXi servers that we have got over here should be accessible on both the ESXi servers. That's when yeah, so you can see it. So on both the ESXi servers it should be available. So that's when it's going to become as your centralized storage. Okay, so I'll just go with next. I don't want to enable anything, and I go with create. So let's see. Okay, it is completed. Everything was successful over here. Okay, so it is already available here. So let's go ahead here and check it out. So let me go to the storage adapters first, and I need to have an SCSI adapter. Yes, I do have an SCSI adapter, but here there is already a disk is mounted. So this is the default disk that was available. So what I'm supposed to do is I'm going to add a SCSI adapter, SCSI storage adapter. Okay, so here we go. Oh yeah, here it is. So for this the IQN, and you can see here nothing is added to this. Same way I have to do it for the second server also, because the default SCSI adapter that is available is this one. For this already the storage is mounted to there, and that's the local storage of the ESXi box. So these are the two new adapters that I've added here. So you can see here there is no device connected, there are no connected targets available for this. So let me just quickly verify something here. So I have to go with the network configuration first. Okay, so I repeat. So I select the server 1.3, come to the configurations tab and the storage adapters. I'll select the newly added storage adapter. I'll go to the properties of this. network configuration. So here we are supposed to specify an adapter that will be used for the storage. So I'll go with add, and you can see there are multiple storage adapters are available over here, but none of them are available for use. I mean, we do have these adapters free, but all these adapters are not compatible, because for the storage also we need to have the VM kernel network. So kernel network is nothing but your management network, the network that is utilized for the management activities. So in depth about these networks we'll study under the networking module. So let's do one thing. I'll go to the networking and create one network here for the storage. Go to the properties. I'll go ahead with okay, so the machine has become pretty slow. Okay, so I go ahead with add, and I need to add the kernel network. So you can see here for SCSI, NFS, everything we require the kernel network. So deep dive of the networking we'll be having later on. Okay, so the name of the network I would call it as the storage. Next, now it also requires an IP address, because since this is a management network, every management network requires an IP. So let's say I'm giving it as 1.5. Go ahead with next and finish. So I see here there is a storage adapter, or the storage network is created. Same way I need to create the network for my second server also. So I'll go to the properties and let me see. Oh, there's only one adapter. Let me add some few adapters here. So adapters were available, but since it was not enabled, so I've enabled the adapters. So I go to the add option, VM kernel, go with next, and I would call this also as a storage server, storage network and IP address. Okay, so here also the storage network is created. Now what I'm going to do is, once the storage network is created, so you can see on the networking there's a storage network available. So I can go to the storage adapters now, select this storage adapter, go to the properties, network configuration, I'll go with add. Let's see if it is available now. Again the selected physical network adapter is not associated with VM kernel with compliant teaming and failover policy. Okay, no problem. Let's troubleshoot on this part. Not a big deal to do what. Okay. IP settings we have given, security, traffic shaping, not required, NIC teaming. Override this. Close, and let's see now. So I have rescanned it since I have made some changes on this. Still not available. So physical NIC that it is using is, again, due to the teaming policy, it is not displaying it. So what to do? Go with networking, properties, storage. I would go ahead and edit this. Goes to the management traffic. VLAN is not required. Yep, now. Okay, so let's go ahead and troubleshoot this once again. Okay, so here the troubleshooting is, what you have to do is, so 1.3 I've already done it, so 1.4 what I'm going to do is, I'll go to the networking. Now let's say I want to use the adapter 3, vmNIC 3, I want to use it as the storage adapter. So what I have to do here is I should make sure that vmNIC 3 is not used anywhere else. So if I go to the management network, vmNIC 3 is not used here. Okay, no problem. Here also, if I go under the NIC teaming, VM NIC 3 should not be used, so it should be under the unused adapters. So here VM NIC 3 only I'm going to use it. So go to the storage adapters, SIM adapter, go to the properties, and I go to network configurations, add. This is the storage adapter, you can see, which is available now. I'll go with OK. So the storage adapter is, you can see now it is compliant. Discovery, I have to go ahead and add the iSCSI server address, iSCSI target name. So just know what is iSCSI target name that we have given. Oh, the machine has got off. Okay, let me just power this on once. So once it is powered on, we will do it. So here you can add it on the dynamic discoveries also, it can be added. So let's wait for this machine to get powered on. So we need to know what is the target name. Machine is on. Let's log in here. So let the server manager load. So I go to iSCSI and I need to check the target name here. What is the target name that has been given? Target name is new ESXi1. Okay, so I go here, start discoveries, add IP address of the server, that is IP address of the DC machine. Target name is new ESXi1. Go with OK. It's giving the errors. Just check it once again. Okay, it's already come up. This was for the rescanning is always required here. Now what we need to do is all the rescanning, all those things are done. So now I'll go to the storage, click on add storage, select the first option, disk or logical unit number, because here is where your iSCSI disks are supported. Go with next. Problem, not available here. Here it is supposed to show us the IQN number, it has not been displayed. Let's check on the storage, what's the problem. Let me go to assign. Let me rescan it once. Storage adapter, let me rescan them. Oh, yet not displayed. Okay, let's see, was this show us? Network configuration is fine, it has discovered, static discovery is fine. It's all good to go. Yet not visible. Okay, so not coming up. Let's troubleshoot it the other way around. So I'll go to the DC machine. This is the target that is available here. Let me go to assign this target and go to new iSCSI targets. Let me name it as special target name, or call it as ESX, and let me go next. Access service, I'll go with add. Now as soon as I go with add, you see here that the IQN numbers of ESXi service is available here. Now how to verify this? Go here. So this is my first ESXi box. Go to the storage adapters and you see here, just check the ending series. So it is 1A0. Go here, you see there is 1A0. I'll select this. Again I'll go with add and see here this is 96C. So let me check on the second ESXi box. It is 96C. Okay, so I'll go here, select this 96C, go with OK, next, and assign. Go with close. So you can see here the initiator IDs are available here. Okay, so here you can see that the initiator IDs have come up. So before a while it was not showing us any initiator IDs. Now let me go to vCenter server. I'll just rescan it once. So in progress, rescan is completed. Let's go back to the storage, add storage, iSCSI, go with next, and yes, we get here the iSCSI. The target is visible here now. So nothing to do, just go with next, and the data store name, that is your storage name by which what name you would like to represent it. So let's say I'll call it as iSCSI here. So that's nothing but your VHD iSCSI I'm naming it as. Next, so maximum available space, next, and finish. So you see here it is in progress. And it is added here. Same thing I have to do for the second server also. Go with add storage, same, select iSCSI. Oh, it's not available here, so I need to go to storage adapters and the rescanning is required here. Rescanning completed, and as soon as I rescan it, you see here it is by default it gets added over here. Now why did it get added automatically here? That is because on the first ESXi box the same target is added. So as soon as you add on the first box, it gets added on the other box also. This is because of iSCSI. If it was your vmfs volumes or if it was your NFS volumes, it wouldn't have got added up. And now I can utilize this storage. So I can tell the process once again. So in the DC, we have what we did was, it was not showing us the storage. So what we did was, we went to the vCenter server, and on both the ESXi servers, we went to the storage adapters and went to the properties, and we have added this network adapters, we have added this discoveries. So the target discoveries we have added over here. We rescan the adapters, and then we just right click on this and we assign this virtual disk. So once it was assigned, the storage is added and we are good to go. So this is how you will be adding your iSCSI storage. Next, we'll talk about your NFS storage. So here, this present storage that we have added, that is VHD. This storage we will be using in future for your virtual machines. Whenever we are going to create the virtual machines, those virtual machines will be pushing them inside this VHD storage. Now we also require an ISO library. Another example I am taking. So we require ISO library also. So this storage we will add it using your vmfs volumes. So to add for the vmfs volumes, the first thing that we are supposed to do over here is that create an NFS storage. So same DC itself, we are going to utilize it. So what I'll do is the very first thing that you need to do before making it as your NFS server, and to add the roles for NFS. So NFS roles has to be added over here. So I'll go with add roles and features. Welcome wizard next. Now under the server roles, you just expand file and storage services, expand file and SCSI services, and make sure that server for NFS is installed. This is the one that you are supposed to install it. So I have already installed it. If you have not installed, then you can just check this box and you can proceed further, and the installation will be done. Once the installation is done, now what I'm going to do is, so we have utilized F storage. So you can see here the iSCSI target has come up over here. So I'll use E drive for this now. Oh, there is already VSD and IS, so I have it over here. Okay, so this was used long back. So let me just remove these or let it be as it is. Let me create some new folders and let me call it as ISO new. This is one of the storage, or this is the folder that I'll be using it as the NFS storage. So right click on this, go to the properties. So once you go to the properties, you have NFS sharing tab. Manage NFS sharing, share this folder, permissions. You can have, since it's an ISO, you can give a read only access, allow root access, go with OK, apply, and OK. The folder is shared. Simple as that. So I'll go here, add storage, select NFS this time, proceed with next. So server. So here the IP address of your NFS server. Folder name was ISO new. So just the folder name is required. Nothing else you need to do, since this is NFS sharing. Just proceed with next and finish. Simple. ISO is added. Same thing I have to do here also. Here, since this is NFS storage, will not automatically get added to the other one. So same NFS, proceed with next. So 192.168.1.1 is the IP that I had been using. Folder name was ISO new. Data store name, I would call it as ISO. Next and finish. Added. So now why? So we have added two types of storages. We have added one as the SCSI storage and the other one as the ISO storage. So here probably what we are going to do is VHD storage that we have added with the help of iSCSI. This storage will be using for the virtual machines. So whenever we are going to go ahead and create the virtual machines. So virtual machines will get created here. Here is where virtual machines will get created. But when you talk about the storage of the virtual machine, all the hard disk drives of the virtual machine, all those when talk about, those will be stored in the storage server. Now the other thing that we have got over here is your ISO. So ISO storage will contain all the required ISO files, ISO images, your operating system images will be available within this storage. So this is how we add your iSCSI storage and your ISO storage. This is iSCSI and this is your NFS storage. Same way we can go ahead and work with the vmfs storage also. So likewise we can go ahead and attach the multiple SCSI storage also. You can have it for the load balancing. So if I go to the home tab, you have the data stores, you can perform the clustering of the storage and the other things can be done around over here. So clustering and all those things we will be performing it as an add-on to the video series later on. Yes, thank you so much.